I know. You've already figured it out. I have another story for you, and you're absolutely right. This, this is Sal. I'm a counselor with the Trident Society, and I absolutely love what I do because I encourage people to make the tough decisions early so that later it becomes easy on one of the toughest days of their family's lives. But here's the story. I set up a very, very tentative appointment with a gentleman who had a very busy schedule. In fact, he asked for my phone number because he couldn't even guarantee me he was going to be there. We set it up at 2 o'clock. And he said, listen, I'll call you if I get called away, which is likely. You won't even need to come down. But we set it up because I was in the area, and I was looking to help him get that information. Sure enough, he didn't call. We're getting all comfortable and sitting in his living room. And I asked where Kathleen, his wife, happened to be, and he said, well, she's gone. And I said, well, where did she go? And he said, well, she died this morning. And I said, well, I hope that you're kidding me, which would be a pretty pathetic joke, but nonetheless, there was no urgency to this appointment. And he says, no. He says, I woke up this morning. My wife was on the couch. She was breathing irregularly. She wasn't fully conscious, and I couldn't revive her. So I called the ambulance, and on the way to the hospital, she died. Well, immediately, I start to apologize, and I begin to apologize, and I say, you know what, I can't, number one, I can't even begin to fathom how you're feeling right now because I've never lost my wife. And secondly, I'm probably the last person in the world that you want to talk to today and need to talk to today. So we'll set this up at a better time. And I started to excuse myself, and he says, I don't agree with that. He said, you know what? What better person, even though we had never met, is there for me to talk to at this particular time than you? He says, because I don't know what to do. I wasn't expecting this to happen. Obviously, there was no urgency to this appointment. He says, I don't know who to talk to. I don't know what to do. He says, would you help me? And then I said, you know what, I can't help you directly because I'm strictly pre-need. I encourage individuals and families to set up these plans years in advance. But if you're asking me for my help, you know, I've been in the industry long enough. I know some people that won't treat you like you're on a used car lot. Try and sell you something on arguably one of the worst days of your life. So we took some time. We set everything up, got everything cleared, which was done, and he was all satisfied, and I was satisfied that he was really going to be taken care of properly, even though he was going to have more paperwork and his cost was going to end up being higher, but it beat the alternative. So I again began to apologize and for, just the circumstance where that we had set up an appointment to share some information with him, and I began to excuse myself so I could get out the door, and we could get together at a better time. And he said, where are you going? And I go, well, surely there's a better time for us to talk about this. And he says, if there isn't anything that I've learned today, is that there is no better time. What better time would there, could there possibly be? I wasn't expecting this to happen, so while I have you out here, why don't we set up a plan on me? And so we did. That was an added little bonus. But it was, it's part of that special feeling that all of us counselors and educators with the Trident Society feel for the families that we serve. It's just, it's part of being a very small part of just helping out on arguably one of the worst days and one of the toughest days of anyone's family's life. And that's pretty much it. That's the story. Stay tuned for the next one, and feel free to give me a call with some questions. particularly, no generalizations. You can give me a call at 562-331-5480. That is a Southern California number, and I particularly work in the Orange County, San Bernardino, Riverside County areas. But if you have a question for me, you can just just do up a response on a posting and ask the question, and I will make in fact, I'll just plan on getting you the information that you need. All right? Take care now.